What's up with the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seeing the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all seeing the title? Y'all seeing the title? Definitely a wild. Y'all know that if anything, and I have to see about a video and actually look at a video to put on here, it definitely has to be Benny Johnson. Definitely. Big shout out to Benny Johnson. Had to check this video out. Definitely caught my attention. Let's check it out.
Are you ready for this? Let's cook. Here we go. Diddy's bodyguard says there are tapes of politicians at freak-offs. Claims the rapper learned from other music moguls. And
That's wild.
That there are A-listers much larger than Diddy inside of these tapes. We know these tapes exist. The feds went and raided his house, took all of his hard drives and his videos. His bodyguards have been out saying they know that there were recording devices all throughout his home. Comedian Eddie Griffin says that Diddy is a dead man and won't leave prison alive. Well, why would that be? It has to be someone big. It has to be someone who is the A-lister of the A-listers, as it's been described in some of these videos. So what is
his name is always popping up though when I hear about
exactly is the relationship between Diddy and Barack Obama? Well, it's very cozy, in fact.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing.
Yeah. Wow. Let's talk about how sweaty we're getting together.
That's wild.
These people are such creeps.
I don't care what.
Anyway,
That's wild.
The point is that Diddy had Obama in his mouth every night, meaning that Diddy took Obama-shaped drugs every.
What did Benny just say?
The point is that Diddy had Obama in his mouth every night, meaning
that is a
that
wild
Diddy
statement.
took Obama-shaped drugs every single night, according to new testimony. Let's go ahead and look at what the court reporter had to say. The conversation going on the Diddy trial, sadly, is not on camera. We would love to see these questions in real time. So this is the U.S. attorney. Did you meet with a lot of people? Diddy's drug dealer. Yeah. Even former presidents. Which ones? Barack Obama. What was your understanding would have happened if you hadn't done these things? Meant buying Diddy drugs. Funny how he doesn't ask a follow-up question about Obama. Isn't that curious? Wouldn't you say, like, well, why are you, Diddy's drug dealer, meeting with Barack Obama? It's a little strange.
Exactly.
Did you ever pick up drugs from Mr. Cohn? Yeah, I picked up this and that and this and that. Did you give him permission to use your name? I don't recall. So that's the Obama name drop. This is a photo that was entered into evidence of a Barack Obama ecstasy drug that was used.
But like, just thinking about this, like him being like the main person with this, just because his name is always popping up from somebody when it has to do with this whole Diddy thing, always popping up.
It's breaking across my timeline. But got to tell you, man, the hole goes a lot deeper here with Barack Obama and with Diddy. Now, obviously, Diddy was somebody who was close to Obama, so close, in fact, that he ran multiple campaigns with him, was often seen on the campaign trail throughout Obama's political life, was somebody who was so close, in fact, that many say that he was turned into an informant.
That's wild, y'all. Look at it.
An informant for what? Well, clearly not the dealing of drugs. That had Obama's face all over it. No. An informant for the FBI. He was being used by Intel. Diddy was being used by Intel. According to Suge Knight, who's also a record executive who knows so very much about Diddy, saying, wait a second, Obama was in on it. There's an entire protection cabal around Diddy. And he said this in multiple interviews. I'm going to play the first one with Patrick Bet-David.
Punish as hard as a regular person because, he used to be an FBI informant for a long time, they say. So I'm quite sure that played a role.
You're saying...
Asking the question, me, Cat, and Puffy would have no reason to be hanging out. Me and Cat, and not me and Puffy.
Got it. So you're saying Diddy's an FBI informant, and he's been one for many years.
That's what they say. Nothing ever happens, but it's still, like I said, it ain't my business. But I said that because anybody else gaffled up quick, fast, in a hurry. But, the most important thing about this is that with me, you got some people will have a opinion on something that either they weren't a part of or they weren't there. And I never want to be that type of person.
So what's been coming out in this trial is that Diddy is committing a ton of crimes in broad daylight, in the middle of the day, on camera. The abuse and
but that just goes to show y'all though, like him doing that in broad daylight and so many things, like him doing this, him doing that. It just makes you think though, like deep down, like the he has this, and obviously he's going through this trial, but he feel like he's just this powerful person. He feels like he's this powerful person that all because he has this friend and he has this, he has that. He can blackmail this person, he can do this. I'm telling y'all, that's why a lot of people do things, like this. You see it many times, and we seeing this with Diddy right now. And seeing these different names pop up, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all, just for the simple fact of, these things that he's doing. And I feel I don't know. It's a lot going on with this. It's like too much going on with this.
A lot of other people, it's all on camera. And no one ever does anything. Nobody ever files any charges. It's kind of like Epstein. All of this stuff is happening wide open, in the open. Mm-hmm. And nothing ever happens.
See what I mean?
The next clip is quite interesting. Again,
and the main thing is because who's involved too. I'm telling y'all, that's the scary thing about it, is who's involved too. You seeing this Obama name. What do you think? I mean, it's a lot of things. Just I don't know, y'all. It's pretty wild. Definitely pretty wild.
He's currently serving time, and he says, "Listen, Obama was there all the time with Diddy."
Opinion or knowledge, how long was he an informant?
I think probably since the 90s.
Wow.
We had a conversation before, and if you look at the things he was able to do. You were able to do all these things, nothing happened. His friend, one of his partners, they got convicted for selling drugs for the company. Nothing never happened to him. And he got Obama to give him a pardon with no problem at all. I can go to Obama and say, hey, my childhood friend is in prison for life, let him go. It would never happen.
That's for sure.
See what I mean? That's the scary part about things. That's like the craziest thing. Like, but again, I know that myself and other people know. You just know. Like, I'm not surprised. Seeing who he's tied with and seeing what's.
And that did happen with Puffy.
What would be happening? Yeah, 1,000%.
You think Obama had anything to do with any of these parties that he had?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got presidents, you got preachers. T.D. Jakes is one of the biggest black preachers around that everybody loves. Everybody in prison, if they try to get the word of religion, they're not going to the chapel somewhere. They're turning to watch T.D. Jakes. He had to resign from his whole community.
That's right.
You talking about the top of the top.
Sick.
I mean, Suge Knight's not going to be out of jail for a very long time. He's doing like 20 years. So, what good is it to him? Like when you're staring down the rest of your life in prison, you just, I guess, start telling the truth. I mean, what else is going to happen to you? You're already locked up. Actor Terrence Howard said on the PBD podcast that every celebrity attended Diddy parties.
And I ain't gonna put it, and I don't never wish nothing like that on nobody. But like Benny saying that he has a lot. Trust me, in them prisons, definitely seeing obviously the outside looking in. You never know. You know what I mean? Him speaking up and saying that. So just because he's in prison doesn't mean that he's safe, is what I'm trying to say. And there's no threat that I'm trying to say this, that, and the other. So I don't want people running with that. But I'm just saying, like, still, you know, I heard Benny, like, it's living in this world, bro. I'm telling you, gotta turn to God, because when I say that many places in this world you're not safe, especially dealing with something like this, speaking the truth on something like this, with Obama's name in it, Diddy, Jay-Z, come on. I mean, it can definitely still get crazy. And I pray it don't. So I'm not saying that, you know, because a lot of people that take something and run with it. What I say.
Actor Terrence Howard said on the PBD podcast that every celebrity attended Diddy parties, and they lost their man card.
That's wild.
That include LeBron James, Barack Obama, Jay-Z, and so on. So Obama hanging out with Diddy, best friends. Nobody's heard anything about Barack. Barack Obama hasn't said anything about Diddy, the sex trafficking case. Very strange. Very quiet, very silent. But there are still clips that exist, like this, where Chrissy Teigen and John Legend are asked the most memorable place they had sex, and she answers honestly, the Obama thing. What was that exactly?
Public place you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
The best.
Okay, the best. Probably the Obama thing.
John.
And you see how serious his face is? I mean, if you actually like paying attention to like people's body language and like all of that, like, telling you.
What's the? Oh God.
Oh God.
John.
What is your wife talking
Nervous.
about?
I don't know.
We're not hearing his voice. Listen how to say what.
What's the? Oh God.
Oh God.
John. What is your wife talking about?
I don't know. We're not.
Look at him start sweating.
Chrissy, get back
Super
here.
weird.
What happened?
We're not going to discuss
We're not
that.
going to discuss it?
We're not. We're not.
Oh
Look
my
how uncomfortable
God.
he gets.
Secret Service. Come here, jump back in.
Hi.
Look at John. Look at. I don't.
Hi.
We're not talking about it.
You can just tell on how like nervous obviously he got. You can tell just by how she took herself out of the camera, came back into the camera. You can see her face that she's embarrassed, and she knows that she's in trouble by saying that. Not even probably from John, but from others, because she said that. So it's a lot of things that I just find very weird. I find it extremely weird. I find it disgusting. We're not just talking about, you know, when we talking about them. There's more, you know, there's things that obviously I can't say on here. It's very disgusting. There's videos that I wish I can show y'all. But y'all know what that is, you know, when it comes to Obama, when it comes to Diddy, you know, and these different things. But I find it completely disgusting. I find it messed up, you know, and I do want things to come out. I do want videos and more evidence to come out about this stuff, because it is pretty sick. It is pretty sick. And I feel like it definitely is important. You know, I was looking at a video of Whoopi, you know, saying that they need to stop showing the videos and showing different things, and I feel like it's very important. I feel like it's important to show people that it is real. Like, this is not nothing to play with. It's not something that, you know, even though that it can be like some wild moments, you know, and people, you know, will laugh here and there, but it's very serious. You know, it's very serious. It's very sick, you know, and especially coming from a lot of these stars, you know, I find it very sick. You know, I definitely do, and it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. You know, even when I say, you know, it is when we talk about, you know, kids, you know, and I can't, you know, like I said, I can't go further, you know, within that, but I find it completely insane. I definitely do, you know, and it sucks that I can't, you know, talk about these things. You know, I've tried, you know, but you have to watch what you say on here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Let me know y'all comments, thoughts down below on this. Catch y'all next one.